Welcome, everyone, to the first episode of The Murder Shed. Highly anticipated, I know. I am your host, Stuart Bray.
I'm your host, Jay Little.
And this is our first episode, so it's exciting stuff. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for this all week. I've just been thinking about it, nervously thinking about it. We are in the Murder Shed now, which we said that's where we were going to start coming from. Let's just say that there is no air conditioning in this right now. We have one of the doors open, so if you hear background noise, sorry, but it is hot. It's like 90-something degrees out today, and I feel like I'm in a sauna. But it's super exciting to go ahead and start this up. Jay, is there anything you want to add before we get started?
I think it's going to be an awesome episode.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be going over some awesome stuff. Stuart's got some stuff laid out for us. I got some stuff, so...
Yep.
It's going to be very, very knowledgeable stuff coming your way.
All right. Okay, so question. Starting off today. Why the interest in serial killers?
It's just I don't like serial killers because they're awful people, obviously. But it's just to see like some of like their minds, to see where they came from, how they grew up, the why are they doing this stuff to innocent people, or why are they taking advantage of these young girls and murdering them, molesting them?
Yep.
So it's just I like to see their confessions to it all, why they did it,
mm-hmm.
and I like to see them go down as well. I like to see them get arrested, get the death penalty, and all that stuff.
For me personally, it is I've always just been interested in the human mind. Like, how can like someone normal that leads a normal life? You have your normal people. They go to work every day. They raise their family. They do normal stuff. They do missionary position, whatever. They're vanilla. Then you have some people that could be raised in a good household. I mean, most serial killers come from some kind of disturbing background or some kind of trauma or, but some serial killers, they've had, like, look at Jeffrey Dahmer. Fuck off. Sorry, mosquito. Yeah, the gnat or mosquito. That's going to happen here, so, nature and all.
Yeah.
But, like, Jeffrey Dahmer had he wasn't normal.
Yeah.
By any means, obviously. But he was raised normal. His mom was kind of off a little bit. She was unstable. But his dad was pretty normal. Like, his dad even stuck by him even after he was charged and all that stuff in prison. Yeah. So, he led a normal life, but he was just weird.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to get into his whole story because he's not part of our show today, but I love to see how the differences with people, like how one person can be normal and then this other person has no emotion, has no feeling, no nothing towards people. Like, they will murder an entire family or bury someone in their backyard and not care at all. Yeah. Like, they can sleep good at night. Like, that's nuts. It's different than when people, like, during a bank robbery, they have to shoot somebody.
Mm-hmm.
It's different there. It's not, they don't have this warped mind. They're
trying to get the money.
Yeah, they're trying to get the money, and they're going to do whatever they can to get the money.
Serial killer just
does it.
Just killing to kill.
You got, like, John Wayne Gacy molesting boys, dressing as a clown, put them under his house. And it's crazy because...
With his family living in the house, right?
He didn't have a family. He lived by himself, but he did have a party one night where because he was well known in the community.
Yeah.
So he had a party one night where a bunch of police officers came to his house to eat dinner, and the smell was coming through the vents. And they're like, "What is that smell? Like,
potent smell."
Yeah, what's that smell? And he tried really hard to cover it up, and even during that dinner party, they did not know. So think about all those guys that sat at his table that night that were like, when he did get found out, they're like, "Oh my God, dude, we were sitting in his kitchen, technically on top of all these like 30 or 40 bodies."
It was I can't remember the exact number, but it was
nuts.
It was a high number.
That's
to be
crazy.
Smelling that,
and to think like this dude was a normal guy, normal in society. Like, no one thought anything of it. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, people are a lot more cautious with people because you've seen so much of that people are like more. He seems normal, but I don't know. You never know with people. Back then, you didn't think that at all.
Yeah.
Like, you did not think that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like Lizzie Borden, she got away with it. So nowadays, Lizzie Borden wouldn't have got away with anything. But back then, man, like she was a woman. She was a female, and women didn't have those types of. They didn't really have rights and all that stuff. So like, they looked at her like, oh, she's a woman, she's a small woman, she couldn't have murdered somebody.
Yeah.
That's just not possible.
Yep.
You know, so she got away with it because she was smart for that time. She knew she wasn't going to get blamed or anything. But back on topic here. I know we ramble sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, I ramble a lot.
Hey,
and you're just
that's
sitting
what
there,
for.
you're just sitting here nodding like
No.
this dude just needs to shut the hell up and get on with it. Like,
well, we're just here to talk. What you think we should? So today I think we're just gonna go over we're gonna go over the Halloween Kills.
Halloween Kills trailer.
Halloween fucking Kills trailer.
Yeah.
Just dropped on Thursday night at 9:30.
Was it Friday? Was it?
No, it was Thursday.
Oh, it was
Thursday.
It was
Thursday late.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then,
Yeah, it was Thursday. Jason Blum and Blumhouse dropped it because some dickhead, pardon my French there, but some dickhead wanted to go that worked at a theater wanted to release the trailer early.
Yeah.
It was like horrible quality, recorded with like his phone.
Yeah.
It was crap. But he wanted to do it early, so Universal had to do some damage control and get ahead of the situation.
Yeah.
Because then this guy, you got to think about it. Like this guy posting that video would get millions of views before Blumhouse, because Blumhouse wasn't supposed to actually drop the trailer until like July 6th or 4th.
Yeah,
or
it's supposed to
something.
be a couple more
Yeah,
weeks.
yeah, there was a couple more weeks. So they had to hurry up and just drop it.
Yeah.
So they could take control of it because people would prefer to see a high definition trailer than some crappy trailer some dude recorded with his phone.
Some
So,
assholes.
Yeah, exactly. So they got ahead of it. People just can't wait. I mean, we had to have patience for Halloween Kills.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it was supposed to come out last year.
Yep.
And they had to hold it back like
A whole nother year.
that just sucks. So
It does suck.
we're coming up on it. We're getting
Yeah.
there, and we still got another one after that. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Halloween ends. We will discuss the Halloween Kills trailer. I'm actually like biting at the bits to discuss the Halloween Kills trailer.
Yeah.
But at first, Jay, would you like to go over Vegas?
I can go over Vegas now. Yeah.
Okay. It's kind of touching that you're wearing a "Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas."
I had to wear it.
Oh, yeah, that's
like I said in our introduction, I just went there last week. I got home last Sunday, so it's almost been a week now. And it was awesome. Vegas is fucking Vegas. You can't. It was a great time. But I think the whole reason I wanted to do this podcast with Stuart, because, I mean, his serial killer knowledge, I like the mass shootings, and then we both love horror movies. So I think it's just perfect for us. And, like, being in Vegas and seeing actually one of the sites where, like, a mass shooting was definitely, like, such an eerie fucking feeling, dude.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I can't, like, I don't know about you, but, like, when I go to, like, big places, like, I love concerts, I love going to the movies, I love going to sporting events, and I watch over my shoulder over my shoulders these days just because of fucking these crazy people.
Yeah. Well, think about the people that went and saw The Dark Knight when it came out.
Exactly.
Those people went to the theater did not know. Like, obviously they didn't know, but like the last thing you think when you go into a movie theater, but like before that time,
Yeah.
when you walk into a movie theater and sit and watch a movie, it's dark. You got your popcorn. You're
Yep.
comfortable. You know, it's a nice atmosphere. That's why people like going to the movies.
Yep.
You don't expect some dude to walk in and just start shooting the place up.
Exactly.
Like that's nuts.
I went and seen Fast 9 last night. I know it's fucking Fast and Furious, but I was bored, and I went and seen it last night by myself, and just awkward fucking eerie feeling, like looking over my shoulder. Every time someone walks past me, I'm like, is this dude gonna be the one?
But when you're like that, like when you think about the mass shootings,
Yeah.
like I think about like serial killers and stuff, it's like I walk around and I'll see somebody, I'm like, dude, that could be a serial killer.
That could be a serial. Like when I was in the airport, I seen a dude wearing a trench coat.
That,
In the fucking airport wearing a long black
is
trench
it
coat.
1992?
Yeah. Like, how am I supposed to react to that?
Yeah. Like,
So-
people back in the day, like, businessmen wore trench coats all the time.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you see a trench coat, especially, like, the leather trench coat.
It was black leather
it's like,
trench
is
coat.
It's like, is this the Matrix?
Yeah.
Come on, Neo.
So it's just, I just always look over my shoulder. So
So discuss the Vegas shooting. Like, what was the story behind that? Like,
it's just a crazy ass dude. So his name was Stephen Paddock.
Mhm.
He was fuck, I lost my train of thought. My bad. But he was a longtime gambler. He loved going to Vegas. He was an alcoholic. His girlfriend at the time said he was kind of a loner. Like, he didn't hang out with many people, but he loved going to gamble. He drank a lot. And actually, his dad was on the FBI's most wanted list.
his dad was.
Yeah. Did you know that?
I did not.
For bank robbery. From 19... but I can't remember off the top of my head. But his dad was on the FBI's most wanted list for bank robbery, and I don't think his dad was ever caught either. He may have been, but yeah, they just said he was a kind of a loner guy. He had a girlfriend. He loved collecting like guns and stuff. They said he had over 100 guns or something in his house before when he took to Vegas. And in Vegas, he had 24 total weapons with him. So I don't know how he snuck 24 total weapons up into his hotel room. Like, how is that possible? 24, like, high-powered rifles, like AR-15s, shit like that. And he had a revolver, too.
So did he use all, like... So how did he just, like, walk down there where everybody was gambling and just start...
No, he didn't even shoot at, like, a casino. He shot at a concert.
Oh, see, I didn't...
Yeah, he shot at the Route 91 Harvest Music Festival that was across the street, and he was on the 32nd floor. So they said he...
sniping? Like...
Yeah, he was sniping.
Damn.
They said he, like, mapped out the trajectory.
So I didn't do enough studying on this, but I'm going to guess something.
Okay.
So let me guess.
Go for it.
All right. Did he shoot himself?
He did shoot himself.
Oh, fucking course.
Or, quote-unquote, shot himself.
Yeah, well, they always seem to, so.
Yeah.
Columbine, I mean, everybody shoots themselves.
Yeah. So, there's 61 total deaths, 60 innocent people, and then one perpetrator, that guy. And then 2 passed away later on after the initial shooting. They said they passed away from injuries from their gunshot wounds, which is, I don't know, it seems a little far-fetched since it's, because one passed away in 2019 and one passed away in 2020 from their gunshot wounds, and it was October 1st, 2017.
Okay. Dang, dude, that's like...
So, it's kind of recent. It's almost been, this year will be 4 years.
I mean, it kills me that they always, Sandy Hook, Columbine, as I said, like all these places, all these mass shootings, they always shoot themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I look at that like, man, are you, like, I hate to use the term, but are you that much of a pussy? You have to, like, kill all these innocent people that aren't armed? You got to walk into a school and shoot these people?
Exactly.
These people that are not going to fight back?
Yeah.
And then when you know that you're about to get shot, you're like, oh, well, I'm going out on my own terms.
Boom.
Yeah, like, come on. Like,
but, because, I mean, it was, he was shooting across the street to the concert, and most people just thought it was like fireworks sounds,
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, he busted the windows open, they said, with a hammer, and then he's just shooting, and, like, it's at a loud-ass concert.
So you're not going to think someone's shooting a gun. Like,
so, especially coming from the Mandalay Bay, which is...
Who was playing?
Jason Aldean was. It was a country concert. Jason Aldean was playing when the shooting happened.
I'm not even going to laugh at the event. Was he playing my bigger tractor?
Oh,
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Respect, people.
Respect.
Right.
So, so they're shooting, and like the cops didn't know where the shots were coming from. So they're like trying to figure it out. They heard it was at a different casino or a different hotel. So they're like got these people running around while this dude's shooting over 1,000 rounds into this crowd of people.
Jesus.
Shot over 1,000 rounds, and it was from 10:05 to 10:15. And he shot over 1,000 rounds. So it's just, I don't know. And then he also shot at the airport, which is, you can see, I took a picture from the airport when I flew out of Vegas. You can see Mandalay Bay from the fucking airport.
Dang.
And he hit 2 tankers, 2 like jet tankers, but they didn't explode because it's got kerosene in it, so kerosene it doesn't explode off a gunshot. So it's just, seeing all that stuff just is really, really eerie.
Oh, yeah.
And then, so yeah, it was 400 something people were injured. So I mean,
he must have been like a shitty shot then.
Yeah, but I mean, they said he mapped out the wind, the trajectory.
He went through all that trouble and still couldn't even Wow.
So he's just a really shitty dude, because they said his motive is still unknown to this day. They said they couldn't find out why he did it. But they said he did map out like other like big events like that, like Lollapalooza in Chicago. Oh, yeah. He went to.
Well, think about that. Like how with it's so different. Like we talk about, because you really don't look at those people as serial killers, because serial killers are more over time.
Yeah.
Mass murderers are one sudden thing.
Yeah.
But like, do you really look at that person as completely sick in the head? Because it doesn't take much. I mean, I've never shot anybody or killed anybody, but I mean, I could imagine it'd be easier to shoot somebody from a distance, to shoot into a crowd and kill a bunch of people or injure a bunch of people, whatever, than it would be to walk up and stick a knife in somebody and dismember their body.
Yeah.
Like, You really got to be...
Yeah, you're really fucked up in the head if you're going around and doing it over years. Like, this guy, he may have just been mentally ill or something, and he just snapped one day, but it's just one of those things. It's like, how can he do this in, like, just himself? I think there's multiple gunmen. Me personally, because...
One of your conspiracies?
One of my conspiracies. Stuart's favorite topic. He loves it. But I think there could be multiple gunmen just because... All the videos I've seen, I've watched plenty of videos on YouTube, and anybody can go on YouTube and find them, but everyone says there's multiple shooters. They said people shooting from helicopters, which that's a little far-fetched, but maybe multiple shooters.
Yeah, I mean...
Because, I mean, that... I wish I knew the exact distance. I think it was like a 400-yard shot. So, I mean, he was shooting pretty far, plus the wind, and then it's just crazy that he could do that in 10 minutes. Literally 10 minutes he killed 61 people. And then injured 400 plus. So...
I mean, can you imagine, though? Like, what? Yeah. And then what sucks about that, think about the large crowd. So you get people, you're saying in the middle of that crowd, you got people getting shot behind you. When you start to realize that that's happening, like, you're screwed. You can't run, because everybody's running. So someone is going to get hit.
Trampled.
Yeah, trampled, hit. I mean, yeah.
He was 64 years old. And
Jesus.
Yeah. It's just crazy that they couldn't find him.
Was he a vet?
No, I don't think so. So it's just, I think he just snapped one day, or he just wanted to go down.
He had to go take it out on everybody else?
Yeah, he had to go take it out.
He had a shitty
day. But, yeah, I think it's crazy that he was mapping out other venues. Because, I mean, they said he flew to Boston one day and was mapping out stuff and to see, like, what event he could do it at, or if there was another event. Because, I mean, he was from Nevada, so I don't know why he would go all the way to Boston.
Yeah.
That's just, I don't know. And he...
I'm glad, I mean, he definitely got the death penalty anyways.
60 people in fucking 10 minutes is nuts.
Yeah, that is a lot. Like, that's...
But I think at the end of the day, yes, he fucked up. He fucked a lot of shit up. And hopefully, I mean, there'll always be mass murders. It's the type of world we live in these days. But hopefully everyone can find their peace and to enjoy themselves.
Yeah, that's, I mean, do they have any documentaries or anything on it?
I don't think they have any on him just yet. But they will eventually, probably, because, I mean, they do. They got one on the Columbine. They, I think did they do one on Sandy Hook? A documentary?
Honestly, I don't know.
I hope not, just because.
I mean, that's so, but, I mean, how bad is it that, like, that became, at one point in time, school shootings were just, like, you heard about them and it was like, oh, okay. I mean, you cared, but, like, it was so the norm. Yeah. Like, it just kept happening.
Because, I mean, what was that one? It happened in Kentucky, like, 2 or 3 years ago. Marshall County? Not Marshall. It might have been Marshall County. But they had a shooting there and 2 kids got killed. So, it's just...
Yeah, it's,
I don't know. But you remember that commercial that came out with a couple years ago about the school shooting? How fucked up is that to show that on?
Oh, I
think it was during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it's all these kids.
I forgot about that.
It's just like, that's the norm. Like, you have to warn people about this shit.
Yeah. Trying to get teachers to have guns in the classroom now. Like, I mean...
But I think I just wanted to bring light on this situation because I think everyone should just be prepared for situations like that.
Anywhere you go. I mean, you think about it, like the movie theater.
Yeah.
Like, you go into a restaurant. Be prepared for, I mean...
There was a shooting at a Waffle House. Who shoots up a fucking Waffle House?
A Waffle House, yeah. See? So, I mean...
It's just... I just wanted to let everybody know, like... Just to stay aware of everything. And I'll cover many more topics over the years. I mean, over the times in the episodes of these podcasts. Just to, like, bring a little bit of light on them. Let you know what I think about them. How fucked up the person was. And this one kind of sucks because there's no... It doesn't suck, but I just want to do this one because I just went to Vegas and I seen it. But
yeah, I mean, I can imagine seeing it. Like,
yeah, but it's hard to say anything about it because there's no motive.
Yeah,
he was just a fucked up individual.
Yeah.
So, I think that about wraps it up. Because I mean, there's no motive.
Well, we go from a shooter, crazy shooter, to Herman Webster Mudgett.
Nice.
You know who that is?
I did a little bit of research on it.
Oh,
just a little bit.
Okay, a little bit of research.
It's just, yeah.
Better known as H.H. Holmes, was a con artist and a bigamist who was one of America's first serial killers. Yeah. I mean, not saying that he was the first, but like to have killed people.
Yeah.
But I mean, to really map it out the way he did it, like to be meticulous and planning and all that stuff. You know, premeditated, like real murder. I mean, sometimes he was referred to as the Beast of Chicago. Holmes is actually believed to have killed somewhere between 20, now get this, 20 and 200 people.
Holy shit.
He killed many of his victims in a specially constructed home, which was later nicknamed the Murder Castle.
Nice.
Yeah, well, it's no more. They
eventually
burned it down, they burned it down, the town did. Which, I mean, look back on it, like, that would have been awesome to have, to go visit.
Oh,
I mean,
hell yeah.
that would have been badass, all the secret rooms and his dungeon and the body shoot and all this shit.
Yeah.
He was apprehended in 1894. He was hanged for his crimes 2 years after he was captured. So, I mean, he got hung for it.
Didn't he only got convicted for one murder, though, didn't he?
Well, it's actually funny how he got caught, because he wouldn't have gotten caught.
Yeah. Because
he was actually in jail, and he was planning an insurance scam with a buddy of his. Well, he was talking to this former mobster, something, a convict in there, and he was talking to him about it. And the mobster dude was like, you know what, I'll hook you up with this. I'll tell you some stuff you can do. I'll hook you up. He's like, just pay me like $500 when you get the money for your insurance scam. And he's like, okay, I'll pay you. Never paid him.
Oh.
So that dude went to the authority, like in prison, was like, hey, look, I got some information on these murders. And ratted him out.
Damn.
Yeah, because he was a dick. No, H.H. Holmes really, like, he was a sociopath. I mean, he really only cared about himself. He was, as I said, he was born Herman Webster Mudgett. In May 16th, 1861, in New Hampshire. He was born into like an affluent family. He had like a privileged childhood. He was really smart at an early age. But they said there were still haunting signs of what was to come. He expressed an interest in medicine, which reportedly led him to practice surgery on animals, which seems to be always the way always the way it starts. Some accounts even indicate that he may have been responsible for the death of a friend. Holmes' life of crime began with various frauds. He was a con man. If you watch any documentaries on him, he was a con man.
Trying to get away with everything.
Dude, he would like go under different aliases. I mean, all kinds of stuff. He was really smart. That's what's so interesting about it. The fact that he constructed an entire house that he made into like a hotel bed and breakfast.
Sounds like a movie.
Yeah, I know. American Horror Story hotel did that. Was who that was based on.
Oh,
the hotel
really?
was based on H.H. Holmes's. And the Cecil Hotel and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he was a medical student. He went to the University of Michigan. He stole corpses and used them to make false insurance claims. Holmes may have used bodies for experiments as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the Murder Castle, though. I mean, 1885, Holmes moved to Chicago, Illinois. He found work in a pharmacy using his now infamous alias, Dr. Henry H. Holmes. I mean, you know, he eventually took over the business and was later rumored to have killed its original owner. That's how it was, dude. You got close to him, like any kind of business type venture or anything like that, he would kill you. Like, dude, this dude, like, think about it. He had like when he was building the Murder Castle, he would get like contractors to come and start building. So he'd be like right into the construction, he'd be like, hey, you're fired. And they'd be like, what the hell, dude? He's like, yeah, you're fired, you're doing it. He would make up something like, oh, you're doing a shitty job or whatever. He would hire more people to come in and work on it and then keep doing the process over again. So you got to think about it. None of these people, none of these construction workers, none of these foremen, none of that knew exactly the layout of this place. Only he did. Because he kept firing them all. So he knew that. And how smart is that? He knew. Because now not one person on the planet besides him knows the entire layout of that place. But I mean, that's nuts. I mean, he had a 3-story building constructed nearly creating an elaborate house of horrors. The upper floors contained his living quarters and many small rooms where he tortured and killed his victims. There were also trapdoors and chutes that enabled him to move the bodies down to the basement, where he could burn the remains in he could dispose them, like, you know, in an incinerator. in 1893, Colombian Expedition, during the Colombian Expedition, Holmes opened up his home as a hotel for visitors. Unfortunately, many guests did not survive in what became known as the Murder Castle. Many of these victims, no one knows for certain the total number. That's the craziest part about it. Were women who he seduced, swindled, and then killed. Holmes had a habit of getting engaged to a woman only for his fiancée to suddenly, quote-unquote, disappear.
Nice.
Other victims were lured there by the offer of employment. So, one maid he had a giant safe put into the wall.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, I need you to get something out of there for me. When she opened the safe, he pushed her in and locked it.
Oh, gosh.
And never opened it.
So basically, he was just trying to get people.
Dude.
He would just
And
lure people.
yeah, think about if you were in his hotel and you're running from him.
Yeah.
He had false doors that didn't lead anywhere.
Yeah.
Steps that didn't lead anywhere. Hidden doors and stuff. Like, he could go inside the walls and stuff. Like, all this, that's crazy.
That is
like,
crazy.
if you ran from him, where are you going to go? You don't know the layout. He does.
Yeah. You don't know where you're going to end up. You fucking end up in a spiked floor.
Yeah, anything. Like, that's nuts. Like, but this dude, I mean, like, think about it. Like, as I said, he was a con man. Holmes left Chicago shortly after the World's Fair to continue his schemes, including a plan with an associate named Benjamin Pitzel, in which Pitzel would fake his death to collect $10,000 from a life insurance company. Jailed at one point for another fraud, Holmes confided in a fellow inmate and notorious outlaw, Marion Hedgepeth, who knew Holmes as H.M. Howard, about the life insurance scheme. Hedgepeth later helped investigators by revealing details of their discussion. While the authorities eventually identified Howard as Holmes, they did not catch on soon enough to stop his final murders. Holmes killed Pitzel, and after telling his widow that her husband was still alive and in hiding, convinced her to let him travel with 3 of her 5 children, who also became his victims. Like, this dude was killing kids.
He's killing everybody.
The kids, I know, as I said, I'm looking at my notes, but like, as I said, it's basically just a layout so I can keep in, Yeah. But a lot of the stuff, like I've seen so many documentaries on him. The kids, he had them hide in a trunk, never opened it.
Oh.
So, the good news is, after several weeks of outrunning authorities, Holmes was finally apprehended in November 1894. During this time in custody, he gave numerous stories to police, once admitting to killing 27 people. Yeah. Convicted in 1895, Holmes appealed his case but lost.
Yeah.
Like, he admitted to killing these people, then he appealed his So, estimates of the total number of people Holmes killed range from 20 to as many as 200.
Jeez.
Like, those are ones he found. Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, think about, like, how many, because he had an incinerator.
Yeah, he burned them.
So, how would you know how many people he killed?
Yeah.
Think about all those people. And this is during, like, the World's Fair.
Yeah.
So, think about all those people at the World's Fair that needed a place to stay. Oh, there's a hotel.
Come on in.
And then think about it. During that time, these people, the World's Fair attracted people from all around the world.
Yeah.
So, these people would come from, like, across the country.
Yeah.
Stay here, and, no one, the police don't know who they are because they're tourists.
Yeah.
They don't know who they are.
Yeah.
That they're like, oh, someone will call from like fucking Kentucky and be like, hey, my aunt went to the World's Fair and is missing. Mm-hmm. They're like, okay, well, what do we do?
Yeah, they don't have like the technology.
There's not a database like that like we have now.
There's no database that can run this stuff to figure out who all went missing.
But luckily, Holmes died on May 7th, 1896, when he was hanged for the Pitzel murder. He was buried in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So yes, he was charged with one murder.
Just one murder.
This dude was one of the most notorious serial killers of all time. And he was charged with one murder.
Just one murder.
One murder. But it was enough to get him hung, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Holmes' life as one of America's first serial killers has been subject of many books and documentaries, including The Devil in the White City by Eric Larson. The book is in the process of being adapted to the small screen, with Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio tapped to executive produce. Which, that was, I'm not sure if that actually happened. I need to look into that, I guess. But as I said, I know American Horror Story did their take. But, like, think about that. This guy had, I'm telling you, that's what I was getting on about. This dude had a normal life. Mm-hmm. He got picked on in school, apparently, like he was bullied and stuff. But he was so smart, he would get back at the bullies.
Yeah. He
would find ways to get back at the bullies in, like, brutal ways.
Yeah.
So, like, this dude had a good life. He was privileged, went to private school, got into medical school, like, had knowledge of medical. Like, I mean, the dude was smart, and obviously he was smart, but he was, like, born to be the villain. Yeah. He was born to be bad. Really, I mean, I said people don't believe that, but it's true. Like, not everyone's made bad.
Yeah.
You don't have to be made bad. You can have a normal life.
Yeah.
There isn't always a trigger that makes someone into a serial killer.
Yeah.
Like, everyone, I've heard that so many times that people are like, oh, well, what do you think he went through?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have to go through anything. He was just born bad. It's like the gay thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but, I mean, I don't care. You can have your opinion, but you can be born gay.
Exactly.
I mean, there are a lot of, like, gays say that when they were young kids, having a normal life, mom and dad, they just were attracted to the opposite sex. That's just the way it is. So you can be born missing that part of your brain, that thing that makes you a sociopath.
Yeah.
They lack feeling. They have no remorse for hurting people. They'll use you for anything. They're like chameleons. They can blend into their environment. You would never know. This dude was like, oh, I'm a doctor. You go to your doctor's office. You trust your doctor to make a good judgment call. You trust your doctor when he tells you that you're unhealthy, you're healthy, whatever. You trust him. So when this guy's going around back then, in the 1800s, like telling people, yeah, I'm a doctor, this and that, they're like, oh, that's a good guy. He probably has money. He came from a good family, this and that. He had all these fiancés that would just disappear.
Yeah. Because
he would collect money on them. But see, that's crazy with about, like, him and John Wayne Gacy and Jeffrey Dahmer, all these people, whatever. All these, the Green River Killer, all these people that just killed.
To kill.
And just to kill. Like, they got some kind of sick enjoyment out of it. But this guy, like H.H. Holmes, was smart, and he knew it wasn't just all about the killing. Like, he was trying to get money, too.
Yeah.
So, think about that. Like, this dude is driven by something other than just wanting to kill people. Mm-hmm. That's even more dangerous. Yeah. He's not just a killer. He's a con man. He's smart. He's manipulating more people. He's going it was easier in 1889 and all this stuff to disguise yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays he wouldn't have got away with nearly... No. Nowadays you have cell phones, and when someone comes up missing that they track the phone, they see who they were talking to, they see where they were staying, he would have got caught in a heartbeat. But back then, it's just like Lizzie Borden, as I was saying. They were smart for their time. It was almost like they understood their time and knew what to do not to get caught.
Yeah.
But I mean, and what got him caught was greed.
Greed.
Greed. If he had just paid that guy, think about it. If he had, eventually I think he would have done something else because he was so high on himself, and eventually when you're like that, and you're eventually gonna get caught. Because he wasn't like the Zodiac or nothing. He wasn't secretive about it. He didn't wear a mask. He didn't, but like that's nuts. I mean, his greed for money got him caught.
Yep.
If he had just paid that guy, he would have never got caught at that time.
Have you seen the movie War Dogs?
Yes, I love that movie. I just watched that the other day.
Where they got caught at the end because
they didn't pay that guy.
Yep.
The dude that was boxing their bullets and stuff.
Just got to pay the guy.
That's exactly what happened to H.H. Holmes.
Yep.
That guy they were laughing about on War Dogs. They were laughing about what to pay him.
Yeah.
Because he was like 100,000 or something.
Yeah,
he was like,
that much?
oh, I want the 100,000, and he looked over. He's like, hey, let's just act like that's a lot.
Yeah.
But you want to go out to eat later? Like, I have to know this restaurant. And so you're laughing at 100,000. But Jonah Hill's character was too selfish and only cared about himself. He was like, oh, this guy's some Middle Eastern fucking nobody who doesn't know anything. So I don't have to worry about paying him. He's nobody. He's below me. His cockiness and his greed got him caught.
Yep.
But they didn't really get in a lot of trouble anyway. Yeah. They were right back on it a couple years later. So really, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Like, think about that. Like, with H.H. Holmes, that is astonishing. Like,
to have his own hotel.
Yeah.
But
the pharmacy he worked for.
Yeah.
He got in close with the owner of the pharmacy. The owner of the pharmacy died in some mysterious way. And somehow he had signed the whole business over to Holmes.
Yep.
Like,
it makes sense.
He was smart.
Yep.
So smart. And just think, having the resources around all this medicine. You say you're a doctor. People believe you. Mm-hmm. You have all these resources to bodies and all this stuff. You have your fingers on everything.
Yep.
You're respected by upper people. You're not like a lower class killer that lives in the slums. I mean, he was smart enough to live a good life. Mm-hmm. I don't know what woman would trust him, like just some random dude she had known for, like one of her friends, her husband's friends. It's like, yeah, I'm going to trust you with my 5 kids. The dude, like, literally had the kids, and the kids kept asking, can we call our mom? We want to talk to our mom. Can we write to our mom? Well, they'd write letters. He's like, yeah, go ahead and write to her. They would write the letters. He would keep the letters.
Would never
sent them. And they found them in a trunk, in a big wooden trunk.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, found the kids in it because he locked them in and told them to hide. Never opened it.
Let the kids in there.
Like, what a douche.
Yeah.
Like,
pretty shitty.
It's pretty shitty. Like, I mean, oh man, but like, for me personally, it's hard, if I'm a jury or a judge, like, it's hard to look at H.H. Holmes as like, yeah, you're crazy, you know, we need to lock you in a mental institution, a psych ward, whatever, because you're insane.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I don't think he was insane.
Yeah, I think he was
too, I mean, you can be insane and be smart. I'm not disputing that. But I think he just, I don't know. Yeah. He's hard to explain because he obviously knew what he was doing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and he had no remorse for it.
Yeah.
If you can kill kids, lock them in a trunk and stuff.
And just leave them there?
Yeah. He pushed his maid in that bowl.
Yeah.
And locked her in there.
You don't just do that like...
He literally had the sense enough to hire those contractors, build his, you know, edit that hotel up and stuff. And he knew what he was doing. It's premeditated. It was so premeditated. And nowadays, that's what they would look at it as. They would look at it as premeditated murder because that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was premeditated.
Yep. And it's just the whole. I didn't know he had a hotel, had the trapdoor. I didn't know any of that.
You didn't know any of that?
I did not.
Yeah.
So that's crazy that he literally had all this stuff. It's like a fucking movie. It's just crazy that he had all this stuff set up.
Yeah.
And then just to murder people.
Yeah.
Literally just to murder people.
Yeah.
Lure them in and fucking kill them.
That's nuts.
And
like he would
even
gas rooms. He had like the vent set up where it would like put a nerve gas in the room.
No
like
shit.
How nuts this dude had this whole setup. And he spent all that money, but he really didn't. Because that's the funny part about it. When he'd hire those people to build the rooms and stuff, he would fire them without paying them because they said they did a shitty job.
That's crazy. He's a fucking genius, but he's a dick.
Yeah, but he's a dick, and like it's hard to look at him and say, oh, you belong more in a psych ward than you belong to a prison because you knew what you were doing. Yeah. You knew, obviously, and you were smart about it, smart enough to cover it up for that long.
It's just, I think it's also crazy that he only got convicted of one murder.
Yeah,
and then just like that.
I know, but I mean, at least it was enough to get him hung.
Yeah,
I mean that's a
plus.
But that's why he got caught, and you got to think about all these killers that hadn't been caught: Jack the Ripper, Zodiac, all those people.
Sam Little. I mean, he didn't get caught until he was on his deathbed.
Holy shit!
We'll discuss him for another.
Yeah, that's another day. I actually have him in my notes as someone to mention.
Okay. Because I mean, he's from Louisville, right?
Yeah.
Well, he lives in. That's where he's found was in Louisville, right?
Pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah. It was. For some reason, I was under the impression it was like Gary, Indiana, or some shit. Because Gary, Indiana is such a shithole.
Well, this guy I work with, he was actually like one of the he like actually talked to him before they. Like,
did he?
Yeah.
Because I guess I need to do my research.
He was a correction. Well, not he was a probation officer.
Oh yeah, he was, wasn't he?
Yeah. So they caught him in Louisville.
Serial killer of the day. I wasn't going to do this, but I'm not going to go into detail on him, but it's more of when I do this, it'll be for people that are listening. If you want to look him up and just, little fun thing to do and just look up serial killers that we'll mention. Serial killer of the day is Albert Fish.
Oh,
yeah.
That's sick fun.
Yeah. Cannibal, murderer,
Little kid killer was?
He killed a little girl named Grace Budd and ate her.
Ate her, yeah.
Yeah, he actually sent a note to her parents. I told you I wasn't going to talk about it, but I get so into it.
We don't have to talk about it.
No, but he sent a note to her parents saying, this is what happened. I mean, he goes, I know your daughter's missing. But the parents trusted this dude to take their 5-year-old daughter to a birth. This old-ass man.
Yeah.
Creepy with a mustache and all. Mustache and fucking all.
You don't trust a guy with a fucking mustache.
Yeah. Well, he's old as fuck. What's this old dude who's just a family friend taking a little girl to a birthday party? What the fuck? He's like, my niece is having a birthday party. Let me take your daughter. Yeah. Oh, yeah, here you go. Take her.
It's like that, what's that, Abducted in Plain Sight?
Yeah.
That fucked up dude.
What the come on now. Even for back then, you had to have some more sense than that. So he cooked her in a stew and ate her butt cheeks. Yeah. I know it sounds messed up, but that's true.
This is
he said that was the best part.
The best part.
It was like tender and stuff.
Did he say that in the courtroom or something? Or
we said that in the note.
Oh, he said that in the note.
But we'll get into him another day. I said, look him up. He's very, very handsome fella. Yeah. So,
warning: this is gonna be a podcast where it might be a little bit on the edge. So just.
Yeah, we're talking about eating butt cheeks.
Yeah, we should probably put that in the beginning, but here's your warning.
Yeah, that's I mean, when it's called the murder shit, I mean, you have to assume. Yeah. Just like when an old guy wants to take your 5-year-old to a birthday party. You should just assume that it's going to be bad.
It's going to end bad.
So, the movie review of the day, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974, one of my all-time favorites. Yeah. great. I said my favorite horror movie because people look at it as a slasher film, and it's not. It is not. I'm sorry. People can say, well, it is. It's not. Because slashers go after people. Mm-hmm. They hunt their victims down. Yeah. Leatherface never even left his house until people started coming to him. The first movie, dude, he's just sitting at home and he's like, yeah, I'm chilling. You know, I wear people's faces. Yeah. But I'm just chilling. And then all these little motherfucking, these teenagers, just like, you're in the middle of Texas. Yeah. The ass end of Texas. And you're walking up in somebody's house. Like, you're just like, oh, hello, we need gas. Okay. Yeah. In the middle of nowhere in Texas in the 70s.
What do you think is going to happen?
What do you think is going to happen? I mean, I'm not saying the dude wearing faces with a chainsaw is going to come after you. But come on, you knew something bad was going to happen. But these people just kept walking in his house. Yeah. At one point in the movie, he's looking out the window, and he's like, what the hell? Like he's looking out the window, and he's confused. Because he's like, where the hell are all these people coming from? I'm not used to seeing these people. Like, where the hell are they all coming from? So he kills them. I mean, so Leatherface, and everybody's like the cover of the Texas Chainsaw 3D, that shitty movie. Yeah. It said, evil wears many faces. I do not agree with that, because Leatherface was not, I didn't look at him as evil. He was not all there. I mean, mentally, obviously, he was, you know, because he didn't talk or anything. He made a lot of, you know, and he would wear the face of the person he wanted to be that day. Like in the original movie, he wore the death mask, which was what he killed most people in. Yeah. He wore the grandma face. He wore the pretty woman face. Yeah. Whatever. So, but yeah, it's just a great movie because it really started it all. Yeah. I mean, it's not the original, like, you know, there's Psycho and stuff came first, Peeping Tom and all these movies. But I mean, really, it started the slasher. You know, even though I don't consider it, once again, I do not consider it a slasher, but it started that, you know, because that's pre-Halloween, pre-Freddy, pre-Jason, any of them. I mean, pre-everybody. Yeah. I mean, Leatherface was like the OG, like, besides, obviously, Norman Bates. But, once again, Norman Bates didn't go out and kill people. Yeah. I mean, they came to him. And he had less of a reason to kill people than Leatherface. Mm-hmm. I mean, because they weren't doing anything. They weren't invading his home. He let them in because it was a hotel. Yeah. But, like, you know, Texas Chainsaw, like, that movie, even the people making it didn't think it was going to be anything. Yeah. They didn't think it was going to be anything. They were like, oh, we're doing this low-budget movie, you know, it might be released on video, whatever. We'll never hear about it again. Yeah. A couple years later, it is literally now the most famous, most influential horror movie of all time. Yeah. So, I mean, that's awesome. And you need to sit and watch it again.
I know, it's been a while, but I've seen it, but it's definitely been a while. What was that one with Matthew McConaughey?
The Next Generation. Yeah. Matthew McConaughey's character was phenomenal in that movie. Yeah. The movie sucked. Yeah. The Leatherface sucked. Yep. They treated him like he was just a pussy, and he was... That was all. I'm not even going to get into that. But, I said, the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I mean, that movie, I watch it like once a year. Yeah. Just because I love that movie so much. That is just such a badass movie. It was low budget. 1974, low budget movie. Yeah. That became one of the most popular horror movies of all time.
You consider it the backbone for horror?
No. Well, for what it is. For the
big budget.
Because it was the first horror movie, where it was a big, bulking guy wearing a mask. It was the first for that.
So it started all...
Yeah, it started that. But that was the first homegrown horror movie, if you think about it, because, I mean, Psycho's different. It was more black and white type, Alfred Hitchcocky type of movie, kind of like Stephen King. I don't consider Pennywise a horror icon, because it's a Stephen King-esque type thing. Like, Stephen King's universe is over here, and horror, it's a different genre than what slashers and stuff like that. Yeah. Like, Pennywise is more supernatural anyways, and I think Pennywise is a pussy. So, he kills kids. Yeah. If a clown pops up out of my drain, I'm going to kick him square in his fucking face. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not getting killed by a clown. Yeah. So,
I like the It's, not the first. The first one was good, and then the...
You know, I didn't like the original It at all.
You didn't like the original one?
Not really.
I liked the first part.
If you read the book fits more of the modern movie. Yeah. With, like, Georgie going... Not Georgie, there was Georgie died, he was the brother, there was Stan, and all them, whatever. But a lot of the stuff in the book, though, you gotta think about in the book of It, all the dudes, they were all when they were in the tunnels and the sewers. Yeah. Bev was like, hey, why don't you all bang me? Yeah. You know, we're not gonna remember this moment when we're older. So why don't you bang me?
Yeah.
So you'll all remember it.
Yeah.
They all took turns just taking her to Pound Town.
Taking Bev to Pound
Yeah.
Town.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Stephen King. He always, and then, who was it? It was Richie. There was Richie, Georgie, Mike, Bev. Who's a little, I'm going to look stupid on this podcast.
It's alright.
Who's the one with the fucking inhaler?
Oh. I know who you're talking about.
Mike was the black guy.
Yeah.
Bev was the chick. Georgie was the little brother that got in. Ben was the fat one. Bill. No? Bill was the stuttering one.
Oh.
Georgie had the inhaler. Georgie wasn't the little brother. That was Richie.
Richie.
Richie was the funny one. Richie.
Yeah.
The fuck? Did I already say it? Whatever. The dude with the kid with the inhaler, the little wimpy one.
Yeah.
He gets molested in the book by like some kind of creature under his bed. Like
there's Stanley, Eddie
Cosbrook.
Or his mom's crazy.
Yeah.
She's like, hey.
Eddie Casbrack or something like that. Yeah. Okay, yeah, Eddie was the little sissy. But he gets like molested in the book by this like creature. Like I'm like, what the fuck? Stephen King with your weird kid stuff.
Yeah.
Like
that is weird.
Yeah, so but yeah, back to Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Great movie. I highly recommend if you haven't seen it. If you're listening to this podcast and you haven't seen the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
if you haven't, you got homework now.
Go and if you are listening to this podcast, then there's something you need to know. Anchor, our sponsor, free to download on Apple Store,
Apple Play, Apple Store,
Google Play.
Yep.
Free to download. We love using it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can edit your own videos.
Add music to the podcast.
Yeah.
Anything. Edit it straight from the phone. Cut it.
And they automatically put all your stuff on Spotify, Google Podcasts, all these other...
Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Whatever podcast app that you want it on, it will put it on there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that is our sponsor, and that's awesome. They brought us here. They are...
The reason
that this is happening. I mean, when you text me and said... Hey, there's this app. I swear to you, I was thinking, oh great, another app. I'm gonna take up more room on my phone.
Yeah. You're eventually gonna have to pay for it.
No, you do not have to pay for it.
Yeah.
You really get paid yourself. You get sponsored. You know, you do your ad. They sponsor you, and they start off as your sponsor immediately.
Yep.
I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
I highly recommend it. Anchor all the way.
Yep.
We will be using it for every podcast that we do.
Exactly. So Anchor is our anchor.
Yep.
That's right. So, anything else you want to add today?
Halloween Kills.
Halloween Kills preview, motherfuckers! Yeah! That was... But, as I said, I feel like it showed a lot.
It did show a lot. It did. But, goddamn, it looks good.
It was so bad.
The music. I literally got fucking cold chills.
Yeah, because it had, like, that orchestra Halloween theme. It sounded like a cello or something like...
Well, that's how, in the Halloween 2018, they was using a guitar, but they were using the...
With the Allison chase scene. It was,
They was using I forgot what the thing...
Stalking Allison was the name of that
You use it for the violin and stuff. They was using that to make the music from a guitar.
Oh.
I don't know if you knew that or not.
That's badass.
But it was badass.
John Carpenter.
But the music, the kill scenes look brutal. How stupid is the fire department?
Yeah.
Just kidding. I support the fire department, but God, you gotta let that motherfucker burn.
Yeah, like I mean, they knew Michael Myers was out and about, and they knew Laurie Strode. The whole city knew that Laurie Strode was in some kind of connection.
Yeah.
If I'm walking up on the house that Laurie Strode lived in, who they know what's going on that night, they don't know that he's there trying to kill her, but I'm more going to stand back and just kind of...
The kills are...
They must think that someone's in the house, because they wouldn't have went in there if they didn't think that someone was in the house.
I guess...
Because you saw them walking through, they're not just going to walk in.
Yeah.
Like, if the house is that on fire, they're just going to say, well, it's going to burn. They had to have some kind of reason to walk in.
Because, I mean, I guess with the girls leaving, they're like, well...
They probably didn't know they got out, though. Because they didn't see them. They were on the truck.
Yep, they're on the truck.
So they probably think Laurie's still in the house.
Yeah.
And she's batshit crazy anyways.
Yeah.
So they're like, dude, she's probably sleeping.
Yeah.
So, that's what got Michael out.
I mean, the kills look great.
October 15th.
October 15th.
Yep.
I think hopefully it's as good as Halloween 2018. It's going to be hard to follow.
I know it's going to be brutal, though.
It's going to be brutal if you're into that stuff.
Man, I'm stoked.
I'm so
I
stoked.
was, Stoked.
The fact it got pushed back for another year too, because wasn't Halloween Ends was supposed to come out
this year?
Yeah. So we're
behind, but it's good that we still get that time to wait. Like it's not thrown right on us, and it's done and over with. So
I think it's going to be really good. Hopefully it lives up to our standards. Because
I'm going to go into it just like I did with Halloween 2018, with my expectations.
Didn't you say you wanted it to be as good as the first Halloween?
Yeah, I needed it to be enough like that.
Yeah.
Because with most movies that they do now, it's so modernized, and it's just so clean and too polished. They need the good lighting, they needed the right music, they needed the right characters. And this one, you got Tommy's returning, Lindsay's returning.
Yeah.
Like this actual girl that plays Lindsay in the original movie is returning. So that's cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Easter eggs I saw in the trailer.
That
I saw that were from other Halloweens, like the three masks from Halloween 3.
Yeah.
Halloween 3 up there, like all those masks from that. So that's awesome. So hopefully Michael's just on a war path.
He looks pissed.
That light tube to the throat, that chick, straight up was just like
that old grandma. Yep.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the trailer, go watch it, because it looks brutal.
Oh yeah.
The saw with the fireman
saw. The saw for the
that looks brutal. That was brutal. Also, one thing: stop looking at the Halloweens as all one movie. You have to picture it as Halloween. What year did it come out? The first one?
78.
Halloween 78 to Halloween 2018, correct?
Yeah, that's how
you have to look at it that way. Halloween 2 was good. Stuart loves Halloween 2, and I love Halloween 2.
Yeah, Halloween 2. But that's the thing, though.
You have to go.
Halloween 2. Halloween 1 happened, and then Halloween 2 was... Halloween 1 was supposed to be a one-off. Kind of like the Twilight Zone. He gets shot, falls down off the balcony, and he's gone. And you're left to wonder, was he human or was he not?
Yeah.
What's up? He has supernatural elements. If anyone actually watches Halloween and thinks of Michael Myers as like a Jason or... He is not.
Yeah.
Michael Myers is human, and that's originally that's originally how he's supposed to be. He's human with like supernatural elements. Like he can kind of like be there 1 second and then not.
Yeah.
And originally he was supposed to fall off the balcony and that'd be done, but John Carpenter was pressured into making another one, so he did. Lori was never supposed to be his sister.
Yeah.
That was never supposed to happen. That's why they got rid of it in this new timeline.
Yeah.
And at the end of Halloween 2, just so you all know this, and you can fact check me if you want, hipsters, you can fact check it all day, but at the end of Halloween 2, Michael Myers was supposed to be dead, and that's it. John Carpenter literally told them, I want to kill him, and this is it. That's why John Carpenter did not go on to do anything else with Michael Myers. He did Halloween 3, which did not feature Michael Myers. He did not come back until they tried to get him to do Halloween 4, but they didn't like his script. But he didn't come back until Halloween 2018 to produce or whatever, do the score, for them to get his input.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. So don't get all, on Halloween 2, he burns to death and dies.
Yep.
Halloween H.H. they wanted to try to revamp the story. No. I'm not dogging the other Halloween movies. Halloween Resurrection obviously sucked ass. I hate that movie. Halloween Resurrection sucks. So, so he's supposed to die in Halloween 2. That's it. So that's why in Halloween 2018, only Halloween 1 happened. Because they know that he was supposed to die. Halloween 2018, he gets shot in that scene by Lori and he's staggering around.
Yeah.
He is a human. He has super strength.
Got his fingers blown off.
Yeah, he just has super strength.
Yeah.
Obviously, a normal person who gets shot is,
He just has
He's
strength.
just strength. He's strong.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is. Like, not like strong as like a bodybuilder, but he has supernatural strength.
Yeah.
But he is not immortal.
Yeah.
He can die.
So you just have to look at it as Halloween
78.
the first one, to Halloween 2008, to Halloween Kills Now. That's how it's supposed to go.
Yes.
So look at it that way. Don't pay attention to any of those other ones. I don't mind some of the ones.
Yeah.
I think Resurrection's funny, but it is awful. Busta Rhymes could never kill Michael Myers.
He's like, trick or treat, motherfucker.
Yeah, that would never happen.
Somebody wrote that.
Yeah,
somebody said.
Someone thought that was a great idea.
They were like, man, you know what? Michael Myers is killing everybody. He's this iconic fucking legend who's been around for 8 movies now. Man, we need to have that fucking Busta Rhymes come up in here and kick the door in and like, trick or treat, motherfucker. Like, we need a cool line. He's gonna kick Michael's ass with kung fu.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's hilarious. It's a good movie to watch if you want to see people get killed, but like, it has nothing to do. I like that one creepy clown dude in the first scene.
Oh, yeah, the one who tries to be all the serial killers.
Yeah, I kind of like him.
That was cool.
That was cool. But then,
it had a good opening.
Yeah.
I mean, but, Lori, who's like this battle-hardened veteran, gets killed in like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that makes sense.
It's just not a part. It's not like something you look forward to in
Oh,
Halloween.
no.
This is just those three. These three now.
Yeah, so imprint that and, like, tattoo it on your brain.
I've
Right now, there's only 3 Halloween movies.
I've had to explain that to so many people at work. I'm like, dude, did you see the Halloween Kills? And they're like, oh, dude, there's so many fucking Halloween movies. They're all over the place. I'm like, just
They're
look
not.
at it this way. And I'm like trying to tell everybody, they're like, no, it's
My dad does that. My dad's like, well, you can't fucking kill him. I'm like, he never had a chance. Like, they've never killed him.
Yeah.
Any movie. They're like, oh, he chopped his head off. I'm like, that wasn't even Michael Myers that
Yeah.
they chopped the head off of.
Yeah.
Watch the fucking movies.
Yep.
They never actually kill him. Halloween 4, he gets shot. Yes, he gets shot. But if you have any type of supernatural strength, even a little bit, you can survive getting shot.
Yeah.
Maybe not shot in the fucking head or nothing, but he gets shot and falls down that mine shaft.
Yeah.
They drop dynamite down there, but he crawls out and escapes.
Yeah.
So,